Hey everybody, how's it going? I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, so if you do, just let me know. Hey, can you guys hear me? Testing. Hey, if you guys come in and you hear my voice, just let me know in the chat because I'm not sure if this mic is picking up or not. Oh, this is some intro music that I made for Lilith Nova. She has a channel. She does the show Peculiar Occurrences. If you've never seen it, it's really cool. It's like an unsolved mystery. So she's a really cool girl, and that's a really great channel. So check her out. I'm gonna try some different sound things while I'm on here so I can watch the repeat and see if everything's connected properly to work. So if you see me messing with a bunch of crap, that's what I'm doing. Hopefully I don't turn anything off. Alright, we're fixing to see if this will play through here. I'm not sure if this stalled or not. I don't know why this won't cue anything in. Hey, Mama Goonie, can you hear me through the mic? I seem to be having some sound issues. I better type that. Oh, okay, I'm very low. Alright, I'll fix that. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I was trying to see if I could actually play this through the audio while this is on, but I'm not sure if it's working or not, and it's not giving me all of my sounds for some reason. How's your night been going, Mama Goonie? Oh, okay, you had to pump your volume up. Is it better now? I don't want to blow anyone's eardrums. Ah, good, good. So far, so good. Can you, I was wondering if you could hear this. Maybe not. I don't think. Sorry. This microphone needs to be tightened. I don't think you guys can hear what's coming through here because I'm having trouble hearing it at all. Which kind of gets in the way of what I wanted to do. Okay, well that's Oh, I'm pretty low still? Man, that sucks. Let me turn this off since this isn't going to do what I want it to do. So you're not streaming tonight, Mama Goonie? You're usually streaming this time of night. I decided to go live just to try and see who might come in and to really see if I could get my DJ controller to work. But it just seems to be having a bunch of issues. Not a bunch, I just don't have the right wire. Hopefully my sound should be back to normal. That may have actually boosted my sound. Yeah. That yeah, it was probably that system probably muted me out. I'll have to fix that and find out what's going on. Talk to some other people who stream music and see what they do. So like you didn't stream tonight? Oh, okay. How's it going, 420, 420? I'm doing pretty good. Just sitting here, relaxing. I was trying to get my DJ controller to play through here, but I'm missing some kind of connection somewhere, and it's not actually doing what it needs to. So I'm just chilling, listening to some music, saying hello to everybody, trying to get out of the like stagnation of just sitting here looking at the wall. How are you doing tonight, man? I'm gonna tweet this out really quick. Oh wow. Are you guys close to the someone who's sick? Mama Goonie? Or does she just have to keep working? I know a lot of people are having to work through this, and in some various jobs that really put them at risk, you know. I hear that, 420. So where are you guys at? Mama Goonie, you're like in Texas, right? Is it? Mine's April the 12th. I thought everybody would be going back to work for my birthday, but it doesn't look like it now. When is your birthday, Mama Goonie? I think I remember seeing a stream last year. Am I even more out of frame? Wow, yeah. Most places are 420, 420. I know it's like, it's shut down here, not officially, but it is. Like, everybody just, you know, stop. I shifted window, sorry about that. Oh, wow. Yeah, a healthcare worker. Oh, man. And she is in where the most of the infections would be, or some of the worst ones, because the elderly are most at risk, and people with respiratory issues. That's a little bit too. We'll go here. A little bit more happy. But yeah, it's hard to be a healthcare worker in like this time, because COVID's really serious. It's really, you know, shooting through there and catching a lot of people. I'm trying to get back to the chat. Just gonna drop this music volume down just a little bit. But if that affects my volume, you guys let me know. Wow, almost a month, 420? You guys have been shut down for a while. We've been, like, really the last 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, they've advised people not to go anywhere, but the last 2 or 3 weeks has been, like, really... that's where we've seen, like, the biggest change. Where we've seen the most people not working, and most of the job shutdowns really been in the last 2 weeks. People were slowing down before that, but man, shut down for almost a month though. I have psoriasis, and my psoriasis was flaring up, but it's stopped. I think mine was because I ate too much bread. Oh wow! So he's a hairdresser, and they didn't even let them know, man. And that's still a close contact occupation. You have to be like right next to a person's face to cut their hair. They did stop all the barber shops and beauty salons around here from having anyone in right now because of that. They don't consider them essential. Which is odd because they've found a way to categorize pretty much everything as essential here. But that's crazy. They should really give people the right to know that, especially if someone's carrying it or something. Does water help it? I know, like, the reason I say that is if I drink a lot of water, it just helps my skin overall clear up. But I know, like, sugar and starch really, like, tear it up quick. Man. So are you worried about catching it, Mama Goonie? I would be. I had bronchitis for like the past few days, and it was so bad that I actually thought I had it, and I was starting to panic. I was like, oh man, come on. There must not be a lot of people out and about on YouTube tonight either. I made such a mess of my stream in the beginning. They're not interested in trying to bear with my technical difficulties. Does it? It usually helps my skin when it's itching. Now, a hot shower sometimes can make it itch worse. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you've got to look out for your employees. You've got to at least let them know if something like that's going on. Because if one of your employees is infected, your whole staff's infected, and then what are you going to do? They're not going to be able to work? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Oh, thank you, Mama Goonie. I hear you, 420, 420. I'm a hypochondriac sometimes. I know, like, hearing about this, though, and everybody getting panicked, I really, man, I really believe that might be it. I was like, oh no, I've got it. It wasn't even in my state yet. No, it was in my state, but it's not bad. But I think now we've got like 176 cases in my county. It's probably up from that. Yeah, there are people who can't get food, they can't get their supplies. There are people who get tickets for leaving their house in some states. Yeah, that's what it is. They know it's going to spread and they know no one has immunity. And all they're trying to do is make it spread so slowly that all the hospitals aren't overwhelmed. Most people like in the that aren't very young or very old and in decent health recover pretty quickly from what the reports are saying. It's the ones that are compromised that have a lot more difficulty and need ventilators, and that's when it really gets kind of dangerous. Yeah, I understand that, Mama Goonie. Sometimes you have to help people out and take care of people, and you may not have an option but to leave and go out, and that is not ideal, but it's what some people have to do. There are people like if my dad was still alive, I'm sure I'd probably need to take him things because I wouldn't want him leaving the house at all. I would rather do everything for him than have him go out. So I can completely understand that. Really? That's interesting. 30 to 40-year-olds? That's kind of scary. Did they say why for 2020? 420, 420? Man, for 2020. Got that for 2020 vision. I wash my hands a lot. I don't trust the hand sanitizer. But I use it if I'm out in public because they do pretty good about keeping that in a lot of places around here that where it's easy access and you can get it if you need it. Man, I was blown away by this though, you guys. I was just like completely surprised the way this happened and at the rate it happened and at the way they brought it up. It was just like so surreal. This was like, you know, horror movie type stuff. I was like, for real? Is this gonna turn into some Resident Evil type stuff? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or at least that's what I was hoping, because that's my age bracket. Oh, I know you do, Mama. I wasn't implying that. Usually, with this condition, they're referring to people who have like asthma, have had previous cases of pneumonia, maybe their immune system compromised by something. Obesity could be a factor, but I wouldn't think that that would be as much of a contributing factor as, like, say, asthma. Diabetes, mm, I'm not sure the relationship between diabetes and inflammation, so I'm not sure how that would affect anything because I know they're related, but I'm just not sure how. Related as in inflammation and sugar are related. But man, it seemed like something just totally weird and unreal. Like something that really couldn't have happened had happened. I never thought I would see a plague. I thought like I was in the medical field for a while, and I actually thought ignorantly that we had had most things taken care of when it came to just basic things like a simple virus, I'll say. And I don't mean simple that it's like easy to get rid of. I just mean that, a simply structured coronavirus. It just seems like in this day and age we should be able to just wipe stuff like that out. And like at one point I think they were using video games to come up with cures for diseases, modeling the video games after how different viruses worked, and they were using that as research. But I haven't heard anything else about that, so I don't know how far along they got with that. But it seemed like a really good idea because a gamer will figure it out. Hey, Red December, how are you doing? Cool to see you here in the stream. I saw that you had to go for a little haul the other day. How is everything? In Oh, I know where you are because it's where one of my favorite bands is. Um. Ah, Milwaukee? No. But anyway, hey, and how are you doing tonight? But it's the lead singer of Babes in Toyland's hometown. I do remember it. I just can't think of the name. The Chinese government has tried to bribe the U.S. colleges to start virus studies. Bribe them how? Oh, I see your other up here. Okay. Yeah, I know. And I still can't guess it or remember it. Hey, A Love, you're live also? Aw. I need to come by your live again. I hadn't seen you live in a little while. I know for a while there you said you had stopped. I did see the video where you said you came back, and I did see a live the other night, but you were leaving when I came in. Ah, okay. I'm glad you stopped in to say hi. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but you know, stuff like that does not surprise me at all. Not in this day and age. Not with the way the access to information and the diabolical mind. Nah, none of that would surprise me. Alo's really cool if you don't know her, Red December. We've collabed before, and she does a lot of late night streams. Red December, when I first came to your stream, I thought you were a musician. You dress so cool. You do. You always look awesome. You just look like you should be on stage when I see you. You have like that classic, it reminded me of like when Kitty first came out, just like that hard rock chick look. I love it. It's cool. It really suits you. Oh yeah. I believe that. Unfortunately, that is true. There's always some type. There's like nothing that hasn't been done. It doesn't seem like, especially when it comes to active war or violence. It seems like we're so proficient in that. Seems like we should be proficient in saving the planet in some way by now, but you see where we are now. Oh, okay. That is awesome. Oh man. Is there a big punk scene in Minneapolis now? I know good musicians come out of Minneapolis. Really good musicians. I was such a big fan of Cat Bielen. Alright, hey love, head back to your stream. Tell Divine Tiffany I said hello too. If you're still streaming when I get finished with my stream, I'll come over there. You know, 420, I find that hard to believe too, based on straight up statistics. I mean, statistically, that doesn't make sense. You're right, billions, and then you look at 8,000. That number doesn't statistically make sense compared to everywhere else. Oh yeah, isn't that a sad love story? I don't know if her love story video is her real story of her love story, but like her real love story is kind of sad because her husband's in another country and she doesn't get to see him, and she's been trying to get him back over here. Have a good one, A Love. Have a good night. But yeah, she's got a great story, and she talks all about it on her channel if you guys want to check out that story. It's a really deep one. The Battle Train. I will. Man, I love punk. I really wanted to play guitar. I really did, but I just didn't seem like I didn't get it in the beginning, and then I started learning everything else when I decided, I know how I could have, came at learning that better. Um, and I still might, because punk and grunge and like post punk were like my favorite types of music, and I just don't hear enough of it anymore. Toward what does that mean? 420, 420. Punk sadly has taken a few different turns many times. Um, but I like the original 80s classic sound in punk. I'm not too big on pop punk. I'm not totally against it, but I like the 77 style, the 80s style, the Misfits style. I mean, that's the kind of punk I really like. Who do you guys listen to? Who do you like? Who do you listen to, Mama Goonie? I'll have to look into that because I have no clue who Antifa is. The Voids. I'll have to check them out. Yes, I like Blondie. I'm a big Blondie fan. Oh, Alice in Chains. Yeah, Soundgarden. I could do without. Audio Slave. I like. Every time I hear Soundgarden, I automatically think of Black Hole Sun, and I heard that song so much as a teenager. I was just like, ah. I am a mixed bag. I hear that. That's the way I am, man. I listen to almost everything. Not the biggest fan of country and western music, but even that, I found a few songs I like. Like I was telling Red December, I'm a big fan. Oh, Mama Goonie, you like Black Flag? You do like some punk rock, huh? Yeah, the Clash. I like the steel drums that they use. I like that like reggae sound in their punk. There's a lot of hypocrisy like that. The Voids is Julian Casablancas fan. Oh. And the Ramones, yeah. I like the Ramones. I can't either. I can't figure out. I just can't. I don't know. It's just not. I can't figure out the instrumentation. Ramones, beat on the brat, beat on the brat, beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh yeah. Bad Religion. Oh, not bad. I was thinking of someone else when you said Bad Religion, but Bouncing Souls. I can't stand that guy's voice. I mean, I like the songs, but just that. Oh. His. He hates my voice, I'm sure. Susie and the Banshees. I'm a huge Susie fan. I like Susie and the Banshees. Man, I haven't heard that name in a while. I like a lot of gothic and post-punk music. Love Joy Division, man. Love them. Love like Darkwave, like VMV Nation and Project Pitchfork. Love lots of trip hop music. I love Massive Attack. I love Tricky, Prodigy, that kind of stuff. Massive Attack is one of my biggest influences, probably. I hear you, 420, 420. Yeah, that is fascism. Do as we say. Or what? There is no or what. Do. Oh, who brings bad memories, Mama Gurney? Susie and the Banshees? Alice DJ. I um I was a fan of hers. I had her album. And it had a really good song on there. Not the Better Off Alone song, but there was another song that was really, really good on there. I mean, there were quite a few good songs on that album. Do you remember Mono? They were kind of like Alice DJ. Digital Digital Planets? What is that? Is that a band? I don't know them. I'll have to look into them. The song I just switched to with the scratching, it was really influenced by Massive Attack's style in the 90s, man. I used to love listening to like Blue Lines, that album. Yeah, I remember Eiffel 65. Chris Contra of the Rock Stop is a small YouTuber that has. Oh, I missed that. And I know who Chris Contra is. He is awesome, and he has an awesome show, The Rock Stop. It really is Red December. Man, I didn't. The last show I saw of his was about the girl from Ice from American Gladiators. Eiffel 65, yeah. I'm blue, double dee ba doo da, double dee double da, double dee ba doo da. Ah man, I remember that song. Like that song came on when I first went to Kentucky to school, and I left South Carolina. Um, oh, play blue? I can't. I'll get a strike if I play blue. But yeah, I mean, I remember them playing that all the time on like MTV, and there was a station called Much Music. Digital Planet's big song, Cool Like That. Oh, I remember that song. Yeah, it was. It was. I was surprised by a lot of the stuff she said. Like there was a lot going on with American Gladiators. And then it sounded like just a lot of crap too. She was really cool though. She was tough as hell on that show. I actually remembered her. I'd actually forgotten the show until I saw Chris Contra's video come up. I was like, oh yeah, American Gladiators. Kiss FM, back when people listened to the radio. Yeah, we had a Kiss FM here too. Did you ever have a, like, all right, guys, do you guys remember this? When I was in high school, we had this show that came on called Love Phones, where you would call in and you would ask, like, your adult questions to a sex therapist. Does anybody remember that? Am I the only one who ever heard that show? It was called Love Phones, and people would just like call in and ask like all these just random questions. It was usually teenagers, and they would be like, just weird, embarrassing sexual stories and stuff. I used to love to stay up and listen to that so late. I'd be so tired for school the next day. Is he? What do you mean? Is he out of a college in Chicago where he has a studio? Um, he may just have a home studio and do his interviews like through, professional equipment. No, they weren't paid well at all. I was actually surprised, man. I thought they were making bank. They weren't making anything. The network was making bank. Yeah, the first generation was the best one. You're right, Mama Goonie. The rest of them just kind of got weird. And once some of the original characters left, it was just meh. Yes, yes, yes. Oh no, no, Love Lines was different. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, but this was one. I'm trying to think. This was probably local. It was probably local to Charlotte, North Carolina, because that was the radio station that I listened to. But it was on Kiss FM. Yeah, I remember Howard Stern too. This was before Love Lines. Love Phones was before Love Lines. And that, like I said, that may have been maybe a local thing. Because local people would call into that show. I had friends who just called into that show just to prank for a good story. Dead Kennedys? Yeah, they're awesome. It's a holiday in Cambodia. I should ask Chris. Oh, okay. Then maybe he does, because I was wondering how he actually tracked down all his guests. I'm like, wow, how does he find these people? And they're all, very talented, been in some major things people. He's not finding just, this is Joe Schmo from independent film number 2. I mean, he's finding real celebrities. Man, they were fun. Remember the Jerky Boys? I used to do those corny, stupid, is your refrigerator running type jokes, man. Of course, that was when I was like a kid. I actually had a friend who called someone and left like this really obscene message and left my name and got me in trouble. And I was so scared to even touch a phone after that. I didn't do any more prank calls or anything. I think that friend doesn't realize that I know that either. But, oh well. I guess they'll figure out if they see this stream. Who am I kidding? No one's gonna see this stream. You would call people and ask them that? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can appreciate the wanting to be. I'm one of those people. I kind of like to be behind the scenes. I came on here just to get my music some more attention, and I didn't too much want to be on camera. I'm not completely against it now, but I just don't think I just don't like to be on camera. I'm glad you are here, Mama Goonie. The snake sneaks in there. So what time is it where everybody's at? It's almost 3 a.m. here. When do you guys think they might start opening your cities back up? They say they want to open mine in 30 days. I don't really see that being a reality. Oh yeah, I knew what time it would probably for you, Red. I guessed that one right. It's not as late as I thought it would be for you, Mama. I thought it would be actually about the same time as Red. Man, I'll be glad. I don't know. I'll be glad when they figure something out for this, and get like everything under control, because this seems really hectic and sloppy, and nobody. I think all the uncertainty is just causing people so much more anxiety about the situation. Yeah, our numbers are growing way too fast. Is that one? Um, that's how many cases you have in Nevada? Man. Like, we're right on the East Coast, and we're just now starting to see it. Like, New York is still really getting everything. It's like we're waiting for it to get here. We're thinking that we may start to peak in the next week or two here, but it still doesn't look like it's gotten anywhere close. As it is in like Florida and New York. Florida and New York, man, it's crazy there. Here we still have very few cases, like less than 200 in our county. But that's not gonna it's not gonna be like that for long. I'm sure it may already be over 200 now. That's a 2 day old statistic I'm giving you. Man. Whoa. 2 hours at the bank? Man, that's crazy. I live in South Carolina, Red December. I'm in Columbia. I'm right here on the near the coast, right in the middle of New York and Florida. Probably not dead center, but you get the idea. I might get off here soon, guys. Been on here for an hour. But I really appreciate everybody who come by tonight. That made me happy. Even though I was having so many technical difficulties in the beginning, I'm still gonna figure out a way to DJ a show through here. I just got to get my wiring right so that you guys can hear that. I hope not either. Do you really do you guys think that that could happen here? I mean, I know I'm not trying to sound naive like it couldn't happen anywhere, but like, hmm, do you ever think that it would be, or what else do you think it would take for them to do that? Because this is the closest thing like that I've seen. I'm like, man, they're just telling people to stay at home. I'm like, man, we just can't go anywhere. And I understand their reasoning, makes complete sense. But it's still. Yeah, they're good. They're sleeping. And they're all around here something, and I got more kittens now. I had a cat to have kittens the other night, and she had six. I'm like, come on, man, six. Six kids at one time. Yeah, I agree, 420, 420. Just get over the hump. Yeah, I'm well aware it could, and this is the closest to anything like that I've ever seen. In our country. Now in other countries, that's a completely different story. You hear about oppressive regimes all the time. Scary though, huh? I would have to agree with you. 420. I believe that people would do that. I really do. Especially in our country where so much of our identity is based in our freedoms. I'm hoping to find homes for those six kitties. Um, I'm hoping I don't get attached to any of them because I don't want any more cats. I've got too many. Um, but I might keep some, but probably not. I'm gonna try and foster them all out. And then I'm gonna make sure that James, I know that's the guy's name, but that's what her name is. It's James. I'm gonna make sure James is spayed after this, though. I thought she was a little bit too young to be spayed. She's a very, well, you guys don't know, but she's a very young kitten. And, well, she's not a kitten anymore. Now she's a mother. But I thought she was just a little bit too young and she hadn't shown any signs of being like sexually active or whatever. You know how the cats do, they start the meowing and all that. And she hadn't done any of that. She was just being a kitten. And then she started getting fat, and I was like, uh oh. That is true. That is true, 420, 420. Well, you guys, I've had fun, but I think I'm gonna hop off here for tonight. I'm glad that you all came by. It was awesome seeing you here, Red. Awesome to see you, 420, 420. Mama Goonie, always a pleasure. A Love, thanks for stopping by and stopping in. You guys, that made my night. I was wondering, I'm like, is anybody even gonna come to my live? I went live like twice in the past year, but I'm trying to do it more often now. This is something I do want to start doing on a more regular basis. I agree, 420, 420. There's no, there's no, there's no life without freedom. You want a kitten? Hmm, that's a long drive, Mama Goonie. They'll be pretty ones, though. You're more than welcome to have one. We'll have to arrange something, though. I think I got some Russian blues in there. I'm really glad you came, Red December. Alright, guys. I'm going to talk to you all later. Have a good night.